Welcome to Our Energy Matters with Anthony Manna and Dena Marie. Aloha.
Aloha to you too, and Kalimera. Good day to our Greek viewers and listeners. Kalimera. Today's title is Heal Blocked or Too Open Chakras. I took that right from your book. What am I talking about? We have to tell people that this is episode 87, that Dena Marie and I have been Zooming 87 times talking about.
Maybe that's our addiction.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it sounds like it. And maybe it, it's part of the process that we go through to connect with one another, support one another, lead each other to self-love and self-compassion, remind each other about the basics of life that really matter the most: compassion, concern. Oh, we could go on and on. And so what I do is I go through Dena Marie's book. Oh, that's a story that almost hit the floor. There's her book, which I will talk, the title of, I'll talk about in just a little bit, but you see those are jewels. Those are crystals. She's all about crystals and reading them. And at the beginning, I thought, I have no idea what this lady is talking about. And gradually it has come to concern me that I do know, and I like it. So here each week I come up with a little piece of writing. And this today is Heal. The title is Heal Blocked or Too Open Chakras. And Dena Marie is an expert at talking about chakras, and we'll do that in just a little bit. In our episodes of Our Energy Matters, which this is the 87th one, we explore the practices and poetics of physical, mental, and spiritual self-care. Oh, I like to hear that. Revealed through Dena Marie's intuitive soul search discoveries and prescriptions. And we're going to talk about the prescriptions a little bit today too, for living a blessed life, a life anointed by well-being, self-love, healthful connections with others, and enlightened and balanced body, mind, spirit, energy. Now today, folks, with Dena Marie virtually at my side, I'm making my way into the soul, heart, mind healing center of her book. Call it her emergency care clinic. That made me laugh when I was writing this, because I could just see you standing there with the white coat on and all the people coming to your cabin and just saying, I need help, I need help.
Help me.
Where she transports her seekers, her clients, her friends, her fans, and her followers to a toolbox that contains prescriptions they draw on to lift their spirits and rejoice in self-love and self-care as they learn to let their greatness shine from their inner light. Hallelujah. Dena Marie's prescriptions are a luminous treasure trove of spark-tested manifestations of healing, hope, and redemptive freedom. I've used that redemptive freedom a lot with you, but it means so much to me, because I think that's what it's all about. It's just, coming to know ourselves openly, and it's the freedom to do that and not to be ashamed. So these are manifestations scattered like seeds of compassionate awareness along the pathways of her book, a book curiously titled Our Energy Matters, The Art of Crystal Reading, where seekers like me can, and this is the third title, can learn how to manifest their heartfelt intentions. Full stop. Before Dena Marie and I open the door that leads to her anointed prescriptions, her healing remedies, I invite her to shed light on another expression of her healing powers in the mindful retreat she recently organized and directed. The retreat, she said, was amazing. And she said it was heaven. So Dena Marie, listen to this. Where, when, why, how did you present this retreat your intentions, your participants, your healing arts. Not too much, right?
Remember that synchronicity, being in sync?
Yes.
My friend Gail texted me, you need to do something with the Earth Sanctuary and you need to do something with Organ Network. And I said, okay, if I get a sign, I will do something, and had no idea what it was. And then Earth Day was coming up. And then the man who owns Earth Sanctuary, the founder, emails me. He was on my show and he said, I got so many more people coming that weekend that I was on your show. I would like you to get together with you and help me, do that again. And then I said, would you like to do something on Earth Day? He took me out to lunch and then it was done.
Yeah.
And then I put it all together and I didn't know if anyone would show up or not. And people weren't signing up. And then my voice is like, just let it go. This is going to be fine. And it turned out that he had just redone the labyrinth the day that we did it. And he came to the retreat center, took them all out after their chakra readings, toured the place. And they were the first people on the labyrinth, the new labyrinth.
Oh,
it was beautiful. And it was Earth Day and their birds were tweeting. And these women, they're still coming around now to my house. One works for hospice. She just had so many synchronicities, so many things that happened. Another woman's name was Dena Marie. They all came. I didn't know any of them. And we had an amazing time. And all I know is it's the universe. So you said your heartfelt intentions. My heartfelt intentions was to actually bring my thing from my abundance corner. I wanted to get back into retreats. I wanted to get back into event coordinating. And I got I created the food. And people loved it because I used to be a caterer.
Yeah.
And I was kind of nervous, but everyone had such a really good time. And what I realized, I'm the mother. I just love to take care of people. And we did the sound bowl healing, and I did Reiki with people while they were on the floor, which was a little bit hard on me because I'm crawling around on the floor. But it happened because I let the universe drive. But I wrote it down, what I wanted. It's magic. And now I'm working with musicians. I didn't plan to do any of this. I got it's called Freedom Hall. They're giving me Freedom Hall.
Freedom Hall. Oh,
it's a synchronicity, right?
That's beautiful. So explain to people who are listening and have not heard about Reiki.
Reiki. It's universal life force energy, which I feel flows through your crown chakra and then out through your heart chakra in your hands. And normally it's like meditation, but see, my hands just turned on. I can feel it. So as soon as I channel that energy, then it goes into the person. Now, if I'm grounded like that tree that we were talking about in your root chakra and all that's going on, and you become a channel, then you get the Reiki energy too. Now, if I'm giving my love like we would to our children, hugging them, holding them, that's usually just your heart chakra. That's the mom chakra, right? Your heart and your sacral. But I learned to ground. And when I do Reiki, I basically close my eyes and I can feel my hands. People say my hands are on fire. I can't wait to see you in person one day.
Yeah.
And I've done it so many times that I can just do, like, it just turns on automatically. And people are just amazed. And most people have all their energy shooting out all over the place, or it's blocked, like their heart is blocked. A lot of the women are missing their heart chakras. And the singing bowl lady, Gail, said, you said that the day before, but it's just giving too much energy away. So feeling your heart, or someone's mean to them or angry, or it hurts their feelings. So to protect yourself, you close your heart. If I'm doing Reiki right, it's called compassionate touch, healing touch.
Yeah.
Hospice workers use it now in hospitals. So it's a real thing. And I just think it's like a big hug, like a big group hug when you're doing a Reiki circle. Most people don't get touched in a loving way anymore, if they get touched at all.
Yeah. No, so I mean, I think I'm so glad I asked you this, because I think the idea of a retreat, is just the concept of a retreat, retreating away from what to find what is what was on my mind, that transition from, the busyness, let's say, or the distractions of the outside world, and then to come to the labyrinth, or just to be given the healing from Reiki is
and Mother Nature. And the retreat, I actually looked it up, the definition, but it is basically going backwards so you can move forward. And what you need to do is refuel, You need to get rations. You need, all right, you could treat. You could treat yourself because no one's treating themselves. We're, again, can't you feel how fast energy's going in the world?
It's pretty amazing. Yeah. And so, to find those places where you can come together with other people and just be given that kind of energy is such a gift, you know.
It is. And I even, before people got there, I took a walk and found another stone circle I'd never seen before. And there was rose quartz, big chunks of it all over the property. It's just amazing. And he's such an amazing man. So he's the one that introduced me to the man who's an attorney who wants to get music into Freedom Hall. So now I've got a group of people. We're all going to meet there and talk about music, which is what I did pre all this stuff, right? Is writing songs. And
Right.
so I wrote it down on a piece of paper. And next time I'm going to show you the piece of paper because it's in my bathroom. That's my prosperity corner. And it just said I wanted to be excited again. That's one thing I wrote. I wanted to be excited again, because for 3 years I felt like a shock collar. Every time I wanted to do something, I couldn't. And now it's all coming back so fast. But I did sit down with myself and I wrote down what I wanted. And it just seems to happen through synchronicity.
I love it.
I remember you said the doors, when they open, that's when we got to walk through them.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you have that quotation in your book. And I mean, it's not a quotation, it's your writing, but you just gave me an idea, I'm just a little bit stuck these days, not as a writer, because I left my, I left my story because I had to go to this, I was invited to this conference. So here it is. It's like, right here, the imposter is doing nasty stuff, and I thought, holy mackerel, I'm really liking this. I'm liking to be mean. And I thought, oh, I better watch myself here, but so I had to leave it. So I'm going to write to myself about getting back to it, with the holiness of creativity. Let me put it that way,
And
and
inspiration.
yeah, yes,
Like,
please. Yes, please, yes. And the interesting thing about this, of course, the person who lives in this cabin is an artist, a felting artist, and an illustrator, and so that energy abounds here, and we're so gifted to be able to have that. But sometimes I lose track and I get distracted, so you say writing it down. I'm going to try to remember that. I will not try. I will remember to do that. And now let's make an intuitive leap into your book, Sanctuary. My soulful intention being to seek your blessed guidance and heartfelt solace, your spiritually endowed awareness gained from your own spiritual journey, which you talk a lot about in your book. Toward the very end there, I hadn't really given much attention toward the very end, and all of a sudden I'm finding you talking about your spiritual journey and where you were stuck and how you got unstuck and how you moved forward. Your spiritual journey, your experiments, the saving grace of your healing powers revealed, I do believe, in your stories through guiding, teaching, awakening your seekers, your clients who come to you spiritually broken. Folks of any age, status, longing, need, whose energy centers, the chakras that distribute universal life force energy throughout the entire body, soul, mind, are bogged down, overloaded, damaged, blocked. Seekers who grasp your generous manner of, page 3, of helping chakra blocked beings to recover self-worth, re-enlightened self-confidence, and their worthiness. So please put on your cloak of heavenly consciousness and call up. I thought about that for a while, and call up the characters you created in your book to illustrate with humorously poignant at the same time details, examples of folks who blocked or with blocked or too open chakras. Let's meet up with Steve Stuck. So these characters, they're composites, aren't they, of people
they're people I know. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. How will we recognize Steve Stuck?
Well, I was telling you about a person I was hanging out with, and they do the same thing every day. It's almost like clockwork. And it's just like they can't, they're closed-minded for one. They're not open to anything except for what they do and what they've always done. So I think it might have been about the guy who couldn't, I just said, take a different road home. But that wouldn't make any sense. I'm like, but this is about your energy. It isn't about, you've got to be spontaneous to open your chakras. That's number one. If you're always doing the same old, and it's your way or the highway, well, it's boring, but you're stuck. Don't you think? It's a rut.
Yeah, I mean, and you need something. What do? You need something to shake you up. And so my next question, of course, is because you have all those wonderful prescriptions, those remedies. So what does Steve Stuck need?
Well, he needs to go to a restaurant he's never gone to. I made the engineer finger paint with me. It was so funny because he's like, he didn't want to go out of the lines. Then I took him dancing, and I made him move his hips, and he got back into playing music and things like that. But it's like he was just an engineer. I mean, think about that. This is how it's done, and that's how they think. But they need to be. It was his sacral chakra too. He actually had a cancer at the time. So I was trying all these prescriptions with him, and of course he's cancer free. But he was English too. Yeah. He was just super stuck.
So you find ways, and I think it's important to point out that in the back cover of your book is the chakra cheat sheet. And so you move from, or you could go up to the top first or the bottom first, but you move from the root, sacral, solar plexus, heart chakra, throat chakra, brow, and crown. And it's like the stairway to heaven.
It is a stairway. And if you were just to even pick one thing for like 7 prescriptions, one in each. One could be setting your intentions. The next one, it could be pretending, and then the next one could be having a heart-to-heart conversation, which would be your throat and your heart. And then the solar plexus is like you exercising. And then the sacral chakra is you and your partner making dinner. And then the root chakra is you taking a walk in the woods. If you were just to do one chakra prescription a day, which some of us do that, but what if you're sitting in an office and you don't like change and you're in a relationship that you don't get to talk about how you feel? All those chakras will start to get blocked, and then you feel depressed. You don't feel good. You look down and life isn't magical anymore. But it's pretty easy, right? The prescriptions.
Well, you have those also. Yes, definitely. And in the book too, 2 of the pages of just prescription after prescription, and they're all manageable. For example, a blocked heart is coldness toward others, despair, and then you say prescription, date yourself. Why not? Volunteer in your community, forgive someone, and reach out to a stranger. And all of that is possible, so possible, and just
for some people though, it isn't. They don't want to volunteer. They don't want to connect with other people. So they're the ones I get on the Reiki table, and they don't know that my healing touch is going to warm their heart. And then they start crying. So they've learned to shut their heart because they've been hurt. And that's just how they function to get through life. But when you have society with people who have no heart chakras because they've been hurt, they'll act out and they'll do things like honk at me when I didn't do anything the other day.
Yeah, I know. Or just cut you off on the interstate, something like that, or do very, unthoughtful, unmindful stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that it takes a lot of patience to live this life.
Well, and the balance of it too, and you and I know this, if our hearts are open, the people that have block hearts will come looking for us because they need our energy. And then they'll take our energy, and then we'll have to use our solar plexus to stick up for ourselves and say enough is enough. So they have the big solar plexus, we have the big heart. So now we're a puzzle piece. And now we're with people that we don't want to be with. And now we have to use our throat chakra to say enough is enough.
Enough is enough. or to volunteer in the wrong way, because you feel obligated rather than an intention.
Yeah.
So it's so, there's so much more about healing prescriptions in your book, pages 52 to 53. Just every time I go there, it blows me away. Prescriptions for the chakras on those pages. Hope looms large and clear among those remedies for folks with blocked or too open chakras. So much to learn from you, celestial healer. So, you know, in our next episode, I'd like to continue with some of those fictional characters. I mean, it's humor, but it's very poignant, you know, because you know, sometimes like I can almost hear a little bit of myself in Steve Stuck, you know, especially in my academic pose.
And
You know?
what's it, Kathy Chatter? That's me before. My feelings are always getting hurt. So my throat chakra I was too chatty because I was trying to protect my heart by closing it. And so all that energy goes right, blah, 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 blah.
Well, yeah, that's why it's so interesting and enjoyable, really, to read of those characters. So I'd like to continue with those the next time we meet. So I'm going to end episode 87 with an insight about risks and risk taking. We've been doing that a little bit. To hope is to risk. I don't know.
To hope is to risk being disappointed.
Yeah.
Because
So
you're going to
true.
be, you think you're going to be let down. But hope is a dream, and it's like a seed. And that's in my book too. So if you have hope and you're looking up, then you have no expectations. Expectations lead to disappointment. So I wanted to do something at Earth Sanctuary. It was an intention. And then the universe painted a much better picture than I ever could have. But yeah, disappointment. I've been going through some disappointment stuff because I have expectations for other people. And and I know we can't do that.
That's right. It gets you in the wrong place completely.
Yep.
Well, folks, if you want to move closer to Dena Marie's wisdom, then listen to her weekly radio show, Lift Your Spirits, on 1150 AM KKNW. Go to her website, dena-marie.com, and you'll find out about the radio show. You'll find out about, so many things about what she offers in terms of healing arts. She's also very active on Facebook. And you'll see her talking, I think I like to call it chakra insights from time to time, but also startling photographs of the island she inhabits. My website for an interview with Dena Marie is anthonymannabooks.com. If you go to the media section for my Podbean podcasts, you'll find a lot of interviews, one of them being with Dena Marie, about how this all started, where she came from, and why she does what she does. And then you'll also find a lot of authors and illustrators, because my website is basically about how to give kids, empower children, teens, new adults, etc., by inviting them to read and write. Amen.
Amen, Vip.
So thank everybody for listening, and we'll have another time. What will it be then? 89? Where are we? 87?
And I want to say too, June 9th, I want you on my show. That's my birthday.
Oh, June the 9th. Oh,
Okay. So write that down.
I will. I'll put it on my calendar for sure. I'd love it. Thank you so much. I love being on your show. It's a great place to be. It's very upbeat and very positive. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
I look forward to next week.
All right. Goodbye. Bye, everybody. Bye. Bye-bye.